October 7, 2025. The European Space Agency released a set of images that, by all accounts, shouldn't exist. Captured by instruments never meant for deep space observation, these frames appear to show the interstellar object known as 3I Atlas. But what followed was stranger than the images themselves. Within hours of publication, data streams went silent. Telemetry paused, archives froze, and mission updates vanished from public channels. It wasn't the photos that raised alarms. It was the sudden quiet from every other source that did. Yesterday, the International Asteroid Warning Network announced an emergency campaign. From November 27th to January 27th, every available observatory will turn its instruments toward 3I Atlas. Why? Because this object is forcing scientists to make a choice, either expand the laws of physics or admit we've been measuring the wrong variables all along. And what's most unsettling isn't the data we have, it's the data that stopped flowing. For months, NASA's teams tracked 3I Atlas as it approached the inner solar system. The James Webb Telescope analyzed its spectral fingerprints. The Hubble confirmed its trajectory. Then, without warning, the updates stopped. The explanation given? Operational pause. Yet while NASA's data feed went dark, the European Space Agency kept transmitting. China's observatories kept recording. Private telescopes never stopped. Only one pipeline went silent, NASA's. But ESA's release didn't just include the photos. They published raw telemetry, calibration logs, and orbital data. The kind of transparency that leaves little room for manipulation. Two Mars orbiters, ExoMars and Mars Express, had captured 3I Atlas crossing their field of view, despite their instruments being designed to study planetary atmospheres, not deep space objects. Engineers extended the exposure times far beyond normal parameters, detecting something 100,000 times fainter than the Martian surface. What emerged was not what anyone expected: a luminous core shrouded in a haze that didn't behave like reflected sunlight. It wasn't scattering light, it was emitting it. One ESA mission specialist described it as light behavior inconsistent with any known reflection model. Even more baffling, the light showed negative polarization. Meanwhile, NASA's HiRISE camera aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter had supposedly captured the highest resolution image ever taken of 3I Atlas on October 2nd. But that transmission stopped mid-sequence. When astronomers plotted the comet's approach, they expected randomness, a chaotic tumble through the solar system, like any interstellar object buffeted by millennia of gravitational drift. Instead, 3I Atlas arrived with surgical precision, sliding nearly parallel to the ecliptic plane, the flat disk where every planet orbits the Sun. Its inclination? 4.89 degrees. The odds of that alignment happening by chance? Less than 1%. That meant 3I Atlas didn't just enter the solar system randomly, it entered strategically. The object passed within 18.6 million miles of Mars, exactly when ESA's orbiters had optimal visibility. Weeks later, Venus and Jupiter aligned at perfect observational angles, as if choreographed.
One analyst called the timing mathematically surgical, the probability of that sequence occurring naturally, 1 in 10,000.
Imagine throwing a dart from another star system and hitting a keyhole the size of a dinner plate. Then came the physical analysis. 3I Atlas appeared to be between 320 meters and 5.6 kilometers in diameter, anywhere from a football stadium to a small mountain. It vented dust and gas, yet showed no tumbling, no thrust shifts, no typical outgassing torque. Its estimated minimum mass, 33 billion tons. But despite that immense weight, it accelerated in ways that mass distribution models simply can't explain. Then the chemistry began to contradict every known comet classification. Spectroscopy revealed extreme negative polarization at phase angles between 6 degrees and 7 degrees, a value never recorded in any natural comet. Its CO2 to water ratio was 16 times higher than any previously studied body. Iron, which should have been abundant, was nearly absent. And its dust grains behaved like those of trans-Neptunian objects, not interstellar ones.
One researcher summarized it bluntly. Observationally, it looks like a comet. Dynamically, it behaves like an engineered mass.
Then, independent teams noticed something even more astonishing. The object's entry vector, when traced backward, originated within 9 degrees of the coordinates where the 1977 WOW signal was detected. That's right. The famous 72-second radio burst from the Ohio State Big Ear Telescope, transmitted at 1420 MHz. The hydrogen frequency, often theorized as the universal beacon. The WOW signal never repeated, never explained. And now 5 decades later, an interstellar object appears from almost the same patch of sky. ESA and Webb both recorded minor fluctuations near that same 1420 MHz frequency. Not transmissions, not communication, but patterns. Rhythmic, consistent patterns.
Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb proposed a radical interpretation. What if interstellar communication doesn't arrive as radio waves, but as objects? What if the message is the object itself, its trajectory, its timing, its physical behavior, forming a kind of cosmic syntax?
As this theory spread, another hypothesis emerged. Directed panspermia. What if 3I Atlas wasn't a message, but a seed? Spectral analysis revealed methane, organic carbon, and complex hydrocarbons. Compounds that require millions of years of cosmic ray exposure to form. Its venting wasn't random, it was rhythmic, dispersing carbon-rich dust at evenly spaced intervals. Simulations showed that such a pattern could efficiently distribute microscopic life or prebiotic material across interstellar distances. Trajectory reconstruction even hinted that it might have originated from Kepler 442, a system known to host an Earth-like exoplanet. Then came the most remarkable sequence. For the first time in history, human instruments orbiting another planet, Mars, observed an interstellar object passing through. Stacked exposures from ExoMars revealed a pale core pulsing faintly in brightness. Mars Express confirmed the pattern. Every 11 hours the luminosity surged, not randomly, but precisely. Chile's Atacama Interferometer confirmed it. China's Tianwen-1 verified it. The UAE's HOPE mission captured matching infrared patterns. The entire international community watched an object pulsing through space with the precision of a heartbeat. Was it rotation, a magnetic cycle, or something else entirely? NASA finally acknowledged partial data, confirming non-standard energy distributions in Webb's light curves, but offering no interpretation. Meanwhile, the European Space Agency released everything, open access, raw, untouched. For the first time, global collaboration surpassed political boundaries. Hundreds of observatories contributed, analyzing the object in real time. Then, the last transmission arrived. The coma expanded, not into a random cloud, but a spiral geometry, mathematically perfect. Spectral readings showed spikes at 1420 MHz, the hydrogen line, echoing faintly as if reflected from Earth's direction. No interference, no instrument error. Something, or someone, was reflecting our own cosmic frequency back at us. And then, silence. That's why consensus never formed. 3I Atlas didn't behave like a natural comet. It moved with purpose, emitted energy, aligned with planetary orbits, and mirrored one of humanity's most mysterious signals. ESA opened its data. NASA withheld theirs. Two approaches to truth, transparency and control. Whether it's a statistical outlier or a deliberate construct crossing the void, one question now lingers in every astronomer's mind. Are we just observing the universe, or is the universe observing us? Because if 3I Atlas was one traveler, how many others have already passed unseen, drifting silently between the stars.